Right, howdy, howdy, and welcome to your all levels gentle class for women in midlife. Let's go ahead and get started. Make your way to your mat or whatever space you're using for your practice. If you have a bolster, blanket, and blocks, grab those. If you don't, grab some household items that would work in their place. Let's come to seated. If you can elevate your hips for a moment to elongate the spine and make it more comfortable, your body will thank you for that. You could even use a rolled or folded blanket, even a stack of towels if you need to for this part of the practice. And as you arrive, go ahead and allow the ears, shoulders, and hips to align. Maybe the eyes soften down or even close. Rest the hands and the arms at a comfortable place for you. And begin to guide your awareness inward. Take a little scan through your body with curiosity. Notice any areas of engagement, restriction, contraction, whatever it might feel like to you. And as you exhale, give yourself permission to soften those areas, maybe even let them melt away. Swirl the tongue around through the mouth and let it soften toward the floor of the mouth. Release the jaws and unfurl the brow. And with your next exhale, gently lower the chin, letting it come closer to the chest without the need to really drop it all the way. Just coming to the point of natural stopping for your neck. With your next inhale, slowly bring the chin back to neutral and shrug up your shoulders, roll them around. Switch direction. Give them a wiggle. We'll take a big inhale, let the arms float up. Exhale, rotate the body to your right, arms trickle back down. Just a soft placement, no pushing, pulling, or tugging. And then we'll inhale back up, center the body, exhale other side, and arms back down. Inhale, let the arms float up, center. Palms meet, take a little wiggle through the body as you exhale, hands down. And hands will pause here at heart if that feels good for you. Eyes softened or closed. Take your journey within for a moment and notice what you would like to focus on for your practice. Just checking in, noticing any word or phrase that comes to mind that resonates in a way that is positive and healing for you. If nothing comes to mind, that's okay too. You can allow your breath to be your focus and your guide throughout your practice today. And if you would like, you're welcome to use mine, and that is the word release. Letting go of anything that is creating disharmony and pain in my mind, my heart, or in my body. Knowing that inner peace is available when I release the suffering I create for myself. And then we'll move through the fingers, shift again through the upper body, and we will come off of our prop if we are on one, make our way all the way down onto the mat. Lengthen the legs out front, give them some movement, and shift your body so you're forward of your sitting bones. Then we'll take the right ankle over the left thigh, and we're just going to take a moment to massage, just rub the sole of the foot, give it a little smack, just something light. We're not trying to hit hard here. Grab each toe individually to squeeze, wiggle, and pull. You may get a little pop. And then we'll pull each set of toes away from one another and go back. And then we will take a moment, if you can, interlace your fingers with your toes. If that doesn't happen for you at this time, that's okay. You can just take a finger in between each toe and just swirl it around and kind of create space there. But if you are able to intertwine, then go ahead and use your toes to squeeze your fingers and then use your fingers to spread your toes. Squeeze and stretch. So building gentle strength and a little stretch in the tissues there. Right, and then we'll release, give all the toes a good massage. The whole foot gets a little massage. And then we'll point and flex the ankle. Maybe even let it circle if that feels good. And right, and then we'll flex through the ankles. Both ankles are flexed. Navel towards spine, hinge from your hips to come forward slightly. It doesn't need to be very much. And if you have blocks and you would like to use them, you can let your arms rest on there, or your hands. 'Notice the shoulders, allow them to ease down from the ears if they have crawled up. Three more slow, steady breaths. And with the next inhale, press into the ground. Inhale, body upright. Pause at the top for your exhale. And then we'll take the foot, that right foot, to the floor, either on the outside or inside of the left leg, whichever feels best for you. You want your right sitting bone to be able to be down on the ground. We'll inhale tall and exhale away from this lifted leg. So exhale toward your left, keeping the right foot planted. Inhale back to the front, unwind the leg and let it have some movement. All right, We'll do that on the second side. Guide your knee in and the ankle across the opposite thigh. Give the sole of the foot a little massage, make that connection. A little smack. And then we will squeeze, wiggle, and pull each toe individually. And then we'll pull the toes away from one another. Good. And then option to interlace the fingers with the toes or to just use one finger there. And we'll squeeze and spread as much as we can. And especially if the toes are tight with each other and there's not a lot of room, then you're just going to really focus on opening up those spaces. And then we'll squeeze all the toes together and the whole foot. And then we'll flex through the ankles. Inhale tall, exhale to extend forward, using blocks as we prefer, as they fit us in our practice. Remembering that our props are just tools to enhance our practice. They bring the floor to us, they soften the body, they hold the body. So use them as tools with grace and kindness to enhance your practice. And then we'll slowly inhale the body back up. Set the foot either side of the right thigh, making sure the foot is flat and not on edge. Right? Inhale tall. Exhale away from the lifted leg. And then we'll inhale back to center, unwind, and take movement through the legs. And from here, we'll guide the soles of the feet toward each other, the knees out to the sides. Maybe lift your hips and realign, set them down so you're forward of the sitting bones, the pelvis is tilted forward. If this is not available in your body without some support, something small like a little thin cushion or the edge of a towel or blanket can help ensure the pelvis tilts forward. All right. You can have props nearby. You might want them at some point, but we're going to stay upright to begin with, and we're going to move through 3 rounds of alternate nostril breathing. So, as a quick description of what it is, we take one hand, and if you can bend the index and middle fingers down. Then we use the thumb and the ring fingers for closing off the opposite nostrils. Or if you need to, you could use the pinky. If that still doesn't work in your hands, then you can just use whatever finger or thumb works for you. Okay, so this is the gesture though, if you are able to bend your fingers in this way without pain. When we breathe, we're going to start, we'll take a full exhale. We'll close off our right nostril, so I will not be a mirror image for you. We'll close off the right nostril, breathe in through the left, and we'll do a 4 count breath and the 5 count for and then a 6 count. So it's going to increase each round. So we'll inhale for 4. We'll close off the left, open the right to exhale for 4. We'll inhale for 4 on the right, close it, open the left to exhale for 4. That's 1 round. Then the next round, we'll do a 5 count And then the third round, we'll do a 6 count. All right. So wiggle out the fingers, shake out the shoulders and the arms. Take a full breath in. Let it all go. Close off your right nostril. Inhale for 4. Close off the left. Open the right. Exhale 4. Inhale 4. Close it off. Open the left. Exhale 4. Inhale left for 5. Close. Exhale right 5. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Inhale for 6 on left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Release the hand. Come back to your natural breath. Allow your awareness to rest between your brows. Just take a pause here to check in and reconnect with your word or phrase of your practice today. And then on your next exhale, extend the body toward the legs any amount. You can stay up high. You can use your props here. Letting this forward motion originate at the hip creases will help to protect your back. You are welcome to use any combination of props here. And the heels can be close or further away from the pelvis, whichever feels like the right alignment for you. Three more breaths. And then we anchor down as we inhale, rise. Take your pause. And then we can move the props if we were using them. Send the legs down the mat again and give them some movement. All right. Come off your prop if you were on one, and let's make our way into tabletop. So come to the hands and knees. Shift for a moment. Find some organic moves that feel right for you. And then on your next exhale, round the spine into the air. Inhale, roll through the spine. Heart opens, extend the spine, extend the neck. Exhale, round, lift up. Inhale, cow pose. And one more time. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. And back to neutral. And then maybe some torso rolls, barrel rolls. Just little organic moves, any direction that feels right for you. Back to center. Let the knees move away from one another and guide your hips back. Now, if you have some restrictions in the hips and the knees, you can always take rolled cloths like washcloths behind the knees and or in the creases of the hips just to create those pockets of space and make this more comfortable for you. Extend your spine, bringing your heart and your face closer to the earth. Maybe you bring a cheek down. Maybe you have a thin prop under your forehead, or your forehead comes directly to earth. Walk the arms in a little closer to the sides of the head. Bend the elbows and let the palms meet and rest right over the head. With this alignment and these connections, our forehead is at rest where we can bring our awareness to the brow and to our thoughts. Our heart is open and our palms together, allowing us to bring connection between the left and right brain hemispheres. And once again, visit your intention for your practice today. There's a parable of two arrows. And the first arrow is the one that has been um, sent to us, right? It's aimed at us. It is we were the target, and we were hit by this first arrow. And with that first arrow comes suffering and pain, discomfort. But the second arrow is the story that we create around that first arrow. So to take this parable into a present day situation, maybe the first arrow is that someone cuts us off in traffic. We don't know what's going on in their lives, but we create a story in our heads and in our hearts that is unkind toward them. And this is the second arrow. And the second arrow is where the suffering is that continues and creates much more havoc in our lives, in our bodies, than the first arrow. So in this case, the first arrow, they cut us off. We had to slow down or hit our brakes. Inconvenient, unpleasant, unkind, it seems, but it's just momentary. But the story that we create, that's where the real suffering comes in. So, in light of my intention to release today that which I do not need, I want to focus on allowing myself to acknowledge, to recognize and acknowledge those second arrows that come into my day and intentionally let them go. Three more breaths.
With the third exhale, release the arms. And slowly inhale the body back to tabletop. Bringing the knees underneath the hips. Take a pause, let the body align. And then when you're ready, allow the right foot to step forward. And we're going to floss through the sciatic joint. So we'll just inhale to ease the hips forward and down, and exhale back. Flow with the rhythm of your breath. And then we'll draw the hips back, linger here. Right leg goes a little bit longer. Lift and lower through the ball of the foot. And then toes in the air. Exhale to extend toward the leg. Stay as high as your body needs you to stay. And then we'll inhale up. Plant the foot, ease the hips forward and down, lengthening the back of the front of the back leg as much as possible. And then stay here or bring the right arm and hand inside the right leg. Maybe walk that right foot out a little bit. And then might choose. I'm going to spin around so you can see my legs more clearly. So you can let that right foot stay planted or supinate on the outer edge. And then stay long through the spine with the shoulders down the back. Really opening that full line from even the chin and the jaw, down the throat, chest, abdomen, and the hip. 3 more breaths here. Slow, steady breath. And then either stay here or exhale down to your forearms, on or off of props. Entirely up to you. Last couple of breaths. And then we inhale back to the hands, steady the pelvic floor, and turn the right toes out. And we're going to take a little movement here. So we'll exhale, rotate the shoulders to the right, lower the left hip closer to the floor. Inhale back through center. Good. Exhale, the torso rotates right, the left hip drops toward the floor. Inhale back through center. Let's do that a couple more times. And this next time we're going to linger. So exhale into your twist. Hold for another couple of breaths. Breathe as slow and steady as you can. Really opening into the left side body, especially the connection right at that left hip bone. And then we'll slowly inhale back to center, ease hips back, and right knee underneath you. Take a moment of stillness here. That was a lot on the body. Just honor. And then we will step left foot forward. So I know I'm not a mirror image for you, but I started this facing the other direction. So just bear with me if you will. All right, we will inhale, ease the hips forward, move gently and mindfully. Exhale to guide back. So pay attention to how the body responds, any messages it communicates as you floss through the sciatic joint. And the next time we slide back, we'll stay there. We'll lengthen the left leg, take a little movement through the foot, and then toes in the air. Lengthen the spine. Exhale to extend over the leg. And we slowly inhale up, plant the foot, and ease hips forward and down. Coming into our low lunge. And we're going to keep the spine extended, the shoulder blades down, the neck long. Slow, steady breaths. And then we'll stay here or ease the left arm inside the left leg, walking the foot out. And then the hips come forward again. Use your blocks as needed here. Return to that connection with your breath. Option to supinate the foot if you have not, and or to come down onto your forearms. And then we'll slowly inhale back to the hands. Extend the spine. As you exhale, rotate to your left. Let the right hip release closer to the ground. Move with the breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale for the rotation and release. Just continue to flow with your breath. Avoid any pain, but if it's just uncomfortable and tight, then see if you can linger with it and breathe. Each breath in opens up the tight areas, creates space. Each exhale is a release. Keep the shoulders steady on the back. Draw them in and down. And the next time you come into the rotation, see if you can linger there a little bit. And we'll slowly inhale back through center. Ease the hips back and bring the knee underneath you very gently, mindfully. Pardon me, from your tabletop, we're going to melt the body down into puppy pose. Pardon me. So the hips will stay over the knees, arms will come down, forehead comes down, and we are in this slant through the spine from hips down to the head, breathing with awareness into the back of our lungs, creating expansion and space with each breath in. And on the exhale, release stagnation, letting the body release the spent energy. Two more breaths. Navel towards spine as you inhale, head from the earth, and exhale your hips toward the earth. Elbows under the shoulders, forearms press into the ground, and we'll extend the spine, pull the shoulder blades down, draw them in, elongate the neck. Three more breaths here. And then we'll extend the left arm. Take the right arm and thread it under the left. Let the right palm be facing upward. And then we'll lower the torso and the shoulders and the head. Feel free to use a block or some other similar prop under the forehead if that is a good option for you here. You can shift the hips a little bit to make room for your low back. And our focus here is a release for the back of the right shoulder. Slow, steady breaths. If the upper arm is right in your throat, then just create a little more space. Draw the arm down. You might need to help it down with the opposite hand. Move the head a little further away or lift the head a little higher. When we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders, we know that it creates tension in the body and the physical, the muscles, but it's also creating tension in our minds and our jaws, all the way down into our back and our glutes. It can really manifest anywhere and everywhere in the body. So as you focus on your exhales here, give yourself permission to release. Release the weight of the world. Release what you cannot change. Release the second arrow that you create for yourself. And then we will slowly inhale the head up. Keep it extended. Press into the left arm or hand to slowly guide the right arm out. Be mindful with your movement. And then take a little movement, a little circle, side to side motion, whatever you need in that right shoulder. And then as you're ready, right arm extends, left arm threads under, and the palm is upward. We lower the shoulders and the head using props as needed. Adjust the hips, make room for the back again. Return to your breath and your release. Then we will slowly press into the right hand and arm. Inhale the head. Gently, mindfully ease the left arm out. And take any movement that feels available and beneficial. And then we'll come back to our Sphinx pose for just a few breaths. Knit the shoulders down, elongate the neck. Press into the pubic bone, tops of the feet if you can. And then slowly lower the shoulders, the head, ease the hands under the shoulders. Draw the legs in line with the hips and slowly press the body to hands and knees. Tabletop. Take your pause here. And then we'll come all the way down onto the back. So you can come onto your sitting bones, bend your knees. Actually, let's take a pause and seat it with our zigzag legs. And from here, before we do anything else, take some big circles through your shoulders, other direction. And then open and close the arms across the chest. And then up and down. Good. All right. Inhale tall. Exhale to extend toward your front shin. Any amount will linger for 3 breaths. And then we'll inhale back up, rotate toward your thigh, exhale down. 3 breaths. And then we'll slowly inhale up, lift the knees, and just swish them a couple of times, and then set them to the other side. Inhale tall, and exhale forward. And then we inhale up, rotate to the left, and exhale down. And then we will inhale back up, draw the knees into the air, give them just a little movement, and then bend your knees to roll your body down. Take a moment when you arrive to fully ground and set roots. Feel your body connected to the earth. Maybe let your head gently move side to side. Then center the head. Inhale, bring the right knee into the chest. Exhale, cross over to the left. So we'll stack the hips here. Keep the shoulders down. With your next inhale, slowly make your way back to center with the head and then the leg. Give the right leg a squeeze, and then bringing the foot down. Level out your hips. And on an inhale, left knee into the chest. Nice squeeze. Exhale, lower it to the right. You can use props if you'd like, or just let the foot rest on the inside of the right leg. Maybe the chin turns left. Inhale back to center. Hug both knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze. Maybe let the knees circle in the air. Other direction. And set the feet in line with the hips. Slowly press into the feet. Inhale, hips from the earth. Extend your tailbone. And exhale to ease it down. Take a moment here. And then, as it feels right for you, lengthen your legs. Prepare for your Shavasana. Legs can go wider than the hips. If you'd like, you can use props here underneath the legs. Can be blocks, pillows, blankets, whatever you might have. Arms travel away from the body, palms open. Just finding your natural placement for your arms and legs. Eyes soften or close. Steady, natural breaths. Slow, soft inhales. Long, deep exhales. Allow the next inhale to be a little deeper. Bring your mental awareness to the tips of your toes. Perceive the tips of your toes. See if you're able to notice the spaces between toes. And then wiggle the toes, the fingers, ankles, and the wrists. And as you're ready, bend your knees. Slowly make your way onto your side of choice. Allow your body to pause for just a moment here to check out. Notice how the physical body feels. No wrong answers, no judgments. Notice your heart space and how it feels, and your mind. And then we let those answers float away, slowly ease towards seated. Maybe your hands meet at heart. And once again, bring your intention to mind. Hold it with gentleness. And then let it float away. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. Namaste. All right. We'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.